Afternoon guys, thought I'd do a quick video on what I've spent on doing mods to the Street 500. We're going to tally it all up. I've roughly rounded it up to the nearest dollar what I thought it was. So I can't remember what everything cost, but this is just for parts itself. The labour I'm not going to add into it because most of it I've done myself. But yeah, got a full page of modifications that I've done, so let's get into it. Alright, so let's start off with Screaming Eagle plugs and leads. So I took out the standard plugs and put Screaming Eagle plugs in, Screaming Eagle leads on. So the leads themselves were $60 for the set, and the plugs were around 50 as well. I think 50, $60 each. So say 60 for the plugs and 50 for the leads. Forward controls. That was from PhD in Thailand. They were 700 for the forward controls. 2-inch tank lift. That I did myself. I bought the lift and then I installed it myself. So the tank lift was 150. So I took it up 2 inches and then back a little bit as well. People. So the K&N external air filter, so that was $450. Obviously when I bought the bike I had the standard air filter on it. I did change it to the Screaming Eagle internal air filter and then change it to the K&N external. Big difference. So that was $450 for that. The bad boy bobbers, 11-inch lowered shocks in the black. I didn't go for the 10.5. Just because I put my wife on the back and it's bumpy enough as it is, so I thought I'll go 11s. And it's still nice and comfy. It doesn't rub on between the guards and the tyre, so yeah, I like it. Obviously, cut the boots off the forks. I think everyone does that pretty much. The saddleman seat cowling. So the original seat is a 2-seater, but this saddleman comes pre-painted in the gloss black. You see a little bit more lower in the bike, and it follows the nice curvature of the tank as well with the tank lift now. I think it's quite nice and sexy. So that was around $350 delivered. So yeah, $350 for the saddleman seat. What else we got? The Metzler retire. So obviously once the standard tyre was shot, put a slightly wider, I think this is a 170 Metzler. Gives it a nice Sportster kind of look, very thick sidewalls. So yeah, nice little tuck, I like it. That was around 150. The front rim, this is off a mate had an Iron 883, which he swapped the rims over. So I bought the front rim off him for 300 with the tyre on it, and that's still got the original Harley tyre on from when he bought it brand new. So that was off a 2016 Iron, so that cost me 300. The Willie G axle nut covers with the skulls on them in the matte black. They were around $90 for the set. I'm going to go around to the speedo. So once I did the tank lift and the 2-inch bar risers, which we'll get to in a second, the speedo just looked to me a bit cocky and way out of place. So there was just this big dome just sitting up here. I didn't like it, so I bought a bracket, which relocated it down to here. When you're sitting on it, your knee kind of wraps around under, hits the forward controls, so it's not really in the way, but it's nicely tucked out the way, not sitting there like a big eyesore on top of the bars. So that was 100. Go around to the back. The tail tidy. Obviously, everyone wants to get rid of the standard indicators and tail lights, so that's just normal kind of standard tail tidy everyone goes for. I think that was around $80 for that. Yeah, the little skull number plate bolts. I got them off eBay. They were pretty cheap, around $10. Back up to the bars, so the 2-inch bar risers. So as you can see, I've got the tank lift with the tank lift. Obviously, you couldn't get any type of lock on the handlebars, so I had to raise them by 2 inches. Probably could have went 3, but I didn't want to go too high, so I like the nice aggressive kind of riding style. So I went with the 2-inch bar risers, and I think they were 150. And obviously the drag bars, I like the standard bars. They're kind of like the mini 8 kind of bars, but as I said, I like the aggressive kind of style of riding, so I went with the drag bars. I have got a set of clip-ons that I'm going to put on one day, so that's going to clip on here and come down there for that really aggressive style, that cafe racer style, but we'll get to that one day later on. So the drag bars are around $100. Bar end mirrors, obviously the mirrors that come with the bike connect to here and go up like that, and your shoulders kind of block your view. With these bar end mirrors, I flipped them. They were up here, and then I just changed the right one, goes up to the left, and left goes to the right, so you can go underneath. But you can't see anything. I was letting you know you can't see anything. It's just more for the looks. The only one I can see out of is the left more than the right. But yeah, full lock is still not going to happen. So it hits there. So the mirrors don't hit, but anyway, like the girls, you got to go looks over practicability sometimes. So the exhaust, obviously you got rid of the standard exhaust like everyone wants to do when they first buy the bike. And I did put on with the Vance and Hines Comp Series down there, which I did put on. Just gave it a nice little note. Once I found this guy on Facebook who was doing these custom exhausts, obviously went with that for much more louder Harley kind of sound. So these were $850. I put them on myself. I had a bit of drama with it, but just because where you got to get to, see the bolts, they connect to the heads. It's really, really, really tight in there to get in, so it's a bit of a pain in the ass to get to. But I went with the gold heat wrap. I put these gold hoses on, just to kind of break up a bit there as well. The gold trim on the headlight. So yeah, we'll start it up and give you a listen to it in a minute. Got the brakes recalled through Harley because the brakes were locking up. There was about 3 occasions where I was riding down the street and very slowly put on the brakes, and the thing would just lock up completely on me. So I know that was a recall that Harley did last year. So they got all the brake lines, the brake pads, the brake calipers, all changed new, free of charge. So it costs nothing. Definitely worth doing that. If your bike is due for that recall, get it done. Ring up Harley, give them the registration number, and they'll look it up and tell you what it's doing. The headlight. Obviously, everyone doesn't like the standard headlight. I went for a bit more of a cafe racer kind of style. That's not for everyone, but for me, for now, it'll do. It comes with the side brackets here. Yeah, it's probably a little bit too big for what I want, but it's okay. Then I took the front cover off, sprayed that gold to match the hose clamps and the clamp on the air filter as well. So that was around $100. The saddlebag, this was a bargain. This is off Wish for $30. Look at that. It is what it is. Like it's lasted me what, a couple of years, and that's still okay. So winner. The front tinted indicators, obviously changed out the normal standard indicator for a tinted black style, a bit more smaller and sleek kind of looking. They were around $60, and then we're nearly done. So we go around to in here. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box today? Oh. So the Vance and Hines FP3 fuel pack. So the reason I got that was once I got the exhaust put on, it was a lot more drier. Like when you were backing off off the throttle, it was coughing, a bit of a splurting. It sounded really dry. And I knew once I got the external K&N, I was going to need a tune, so I bought the K&N, bought the FP3 at the same time, The FB3 was around 650. And again, you can tune it all yourself. Quick tune on the phone, connects by Bluetooth, takes like 5-10 minutes, sets it up, and she's done. There's all preset tunes in the app. You can either choose one of them or contact Vance and Hines and they'll make one up for you. But well worth it, fellas. Well worth it. Or girls as well, guys and girls. So yeah, that's about it. So total cost. Drum roll please. Total cost of all the parts that I've bought, the mods that I've just shown you, cost me $4,670 Australian. So, which might sound like a lot to people. That's not including labour. So, labour probably cost me, as I got, what did I get? I got the full. Okay. Sorry, so that was $4,670 total in parts. I got the forward controls put on professionally. I got the indicators put on professionally. The tail tidy. What else? That was all I can really think of. That I got someone else to do. Everything else I've done myself. The front wheel, the air filter, the headlight, obviously the bag, the filter, the shocks did myself. The seat, the relocated speedo done myself, the bar risers, the tank lift. So yeah, I reckon probably $500 labour in the things that I didn't put on. So what I paid for the bike was $6,500 Australian. It's a 2016 model with, it's a non-ABS, 2016 model with, when I bought it, had 8,000 kilometres put on it. I've done nearly 5,000 in a couple of years, and at the moment it's sitting just under 13,000 Ks. So I paid $6,500 plus the 4,600. So you're looking at around almost $12,000 I've paid for this bike with all the modifications. So yeah, that's almost $12,000 for the bike and for the mods I've done. So you tell me if it's worth it, because you can go buy a brand new Street 500 for what, 10 grand at the shop, completely stock. And I've seen bikes that people have spent $10,000 on. Well, bought it for 10, spent 10 grand on modifications, and you look at the bike and you go, where'd the other 10 grand go? I don't get it. One, because they've done it all through Harley, none of it themselves, so they got ripped on prices, and ripped on products, ripped on labour. But yeah, I don't know. To me, I'd much rather spend, you know, get a second-hand bike that's done low Ks, say for $6,500, $7,000, spend a few grand on upgrades and modifications, and what, you've got a bike that you don't have to do anything to. You know, you've done it all yourself. So yeah, buying a second-hand bike for $6,500, $7,000, I think is justifiable, isn't it? To buy a second-hand bike and then to spend a few grand of your own money on modifications. People might ask, why modify a Street 500? What's the point? Are you going to keep the bike forever? Most people would say no. I would say, well, I am. So I don't really care what people say about mods for a Street 500. Say what you will. I don't care. That's my bike. I'll do what I want to it. I'll keep it for as long as I want. And I'll spend as much money as I want on it to make it how I want it to be. So I think if you've got a 500, and a lot of people give people shit for having a 500 and doing a lot of work to them, but don't worry about those people. Worry about yourself. It's your bike. Do what you want to it. So yeah. So anyway, hopefully that gave you some kind of clarification of what I've done to the bike, what it's cost. Yeah, enjoy. It's been a while since we posted a video, but my wife's just recently got diagnosed with cancer about a month and a bit ago, so I thought I'll just take a bit of a break and get back into it slowly. But yeah, so if there's any videos you want me to put up or anything, questions you want to ask, let me know in the comments below, and we'll sort something out. But yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and before we go, let's start her up. And I started up about an hour ago, so it could be a bit of a cold start again, but let's try her out. Let's see how she goes.